5 things to know before investing in ETFs. Exchange-traded funds are adaptable, flexible, and often have minimal internal costs, making them a perfect investment choice. The management costs of exchange-traded funds are usually somewhat low. ETFs are typically more tax advantageous than mutual funds. Although ETFs have been available for more than 20 years, their interest has grown recently. In reality, according to the Investment Company Institute, a trade association for investment funds, the value of assets held in ETFs has surged more than tenfold since 2008 to more than $5 trillion in January 2021. All the benefits of ETFs, you may be confused, not knowing where to start. Worry no more, that's what today's video is all about. Hello and welcome to today's video. We will give you tips on the top 5 things to consider when determining whether ETFs might play a role in your portfolio. Stay tuned. Before we get started, a sub to the channel will be highly appreciated. That done, let's get started. ETFs are exactly what their name suggests. Funds that trade on an exchange just like stocks. ETFs own baskets of stocks, bonds, and other securities, just like conventional mutual funds do. Both mutual funds and exchange-traded funds, ETFs, may use a passive strategy for investing by monitoring market indices. However, ETFs have substantial advantages over mutual funds, notably in tax efficiency, expenses, and transparency about holdings. Let's see the first thing you need to consider before investing in ETFs. What is your investment strategy? Here, you may need to get answers to these questions first. Why are you interested in buying an ETF? Are you looking for some broad market exposure? Do you want to invest in a certain industry? Are you looking to hedge a segment of your portfolio? This is the most important thing to consider. Making the right investment decision will put you on the right track to selecting the best ETF for your portfolio. There are many different ETFs to consider, and one will undoubtedly match your investing plan, ranging from the general market and index funds to funds focused on a particular industry or area, or even commodities funds. What are your investment goals? Next, let's now talk about the goals you are having. How long do you plan to hold this ETF? Are you in it for the long haul, or is this a short-term investment? ETFs provide various benefits and drawbacks depending on the length of your investment horizon. For instance, ETFs provide liquidity, allowing investors to purchase and sell their shares pretty much whenever they want. This simplicity of trading may be advantageous for investors who may wish to utilize the money they have made from their investment in an ETF. But since ETFs follow an underlying index, investors will probably get a bigger return on their money over a longer period. Understand the ETF and its assets. Do some research on the ETF holdings you have identified to understand them better. The fact that you are seeking overall country, market, or sector exposure does not exclude you from looking at the stocks in an ETF. Before making an investment, you should investigate each asset in the ETF just as you would with any stock. For instance, certain ETFs, like the Vanguard Information Technology ETF, or VGT, carry several hundred securities of technology businesses, while others may own fewer. Suppose there is any equity that could hinder performance in your opinion. In that case, it may not be the ideal investment for your portfolio. Next, let's look at the cost and other fees. Know the costs, commissions, and fees. ETFs may generally be considered cost-effective investments, but you should compare their fees to those of index funds and mutual funds as well as other alternatives. Furthermore, commission-free trading in ETFs is now available on several online brokerage platforms. Due to their close-ended nature, certain ETFs have higher management costs or expense ratios. Additionally, if you are actively trading ETFs, be careful to include fees in your cost estimates, as you will still need to be mindful of the bid-ask spread even when trading is commission-free. Before buying an ETF, consider all associated fees. ETFs are economical in terms of trading expenses as well. If you purchase or sell an index basket, you could have to pay commissions on each stock transaction that is included in it. The same goes for mutual funds. When you buy or sell an ETF, it's one trade, one transaction. ETF cost ratios and management fees are similar to mutual funds, but are often cheaper. For instance, the cost ratio for the Vanguard Information Technology ETF, or VGT, is only 0.10% or $10 for every $10,000 invested. It's also important to keep in mind that ETFs still have tax implications. How does buying or selling an ETF impact your tax return? While US-based ETFs have many tax advantages, a foreign ETF may not be so tax-friendly and, therefore, not cost-effective. The effects on taxes differ by area. However, just as with other investments, you can still be required to pay tax on the profits on your ETF investments. You can inversely track and index with ETFs too. Yes, you heard that right. You can buy an ETF and put it in a short position. These are known as inverse ETFs because they let you monitor an index or underlying asset inverted without worrying about short selling or margin constraints. With this choice, you may protect yourself against a falling market. An inverse leveraged ETF may be used to generate even greater profits if you're a more seasoned investor. ETFs are excellent investments during the earnings season. For investors with greater risk tolerance, there are leveraged ETFs, and traders may play volatility using ETF option straddles. There are many tactics. Consider purchasing an ETF if you prefer to trade the market, manage your risk, or even invest in foreign sectors. That's it, investors! Exchange-traded funds are becoming increasingly popular, and there's never been a better variety. After carefully weighing your alternatives, purchase the finest ETFs for your portfolio. Have you already invested in ETFs? If yes, what is the experience like? Please tell us in the comments section. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel and turn on the post notification bell. Thanks a bunch for watching. Adios.